one thing that I wonder about, I mean, if I'm Hobbs, I'm sitting there looking at the WWE roster because, clearly he wants to probably be a world champion, right? I mean, Obafemi stands in the way of that. I
Yeah.
mean, eventually down the road, could they get into a feud? Yeah, but it seems like, as you said, Obafemi's kind of the chosen one. You bring in Hobbs, and you got Obafemi. And I don't want to say that Obafemi Light's not the right way to put it, but you get the idea.
But they
But you
share
get
a
the
lot of
idea.
the same qualities. They wrestle a similar style. They're both built very similar. There's a lot of comparisons that can be made between Powerhouse Hobbs and Obafemi. And if Obafemi was still down in NXT and he was going to be there for the next year or whatever, and you were bringing Hobbs into the main roster right now, perfect. But now that you're full steam ahead with Oba, and you're in, like I said, all reports suggest that Hobbs is bypassing NXT and going straight to the main roster. I hope they have a plan, because this time of year, it's very dangerous to bring someone in on the road to WrestleMania without a plan, because they can get lost in the shuffle very quickly and they can get cooled off. And by the time you finally decide that you want to do something with them, nobody cares anymore. And that could be a very dangerous situation that Hobbs finds himself in right now.
Yeah. The last thing he wants to do is end up being a mid card or
That would
even,
suck. That would
you
suck
know,
so much.
oh, I know. And
And the thing is, I know everybody's saying like AEW didn't give him the right opportunities, but I feel if Hobbs would have never been injured in AEW, and unfortunately he got injured and found himself on the shelf on multiple occasions. I think if Hobbs would have been healthy the entire time, I think we could have seen an AEW World Title reign from Hobbs at some point during his run, because every time that he looked like he was right on the cusp of a big moment like that, he would get hurt. Like he had that AEW World Championship match against John Moxley. Or no, it was for the IWGP Championship.
yeah,
He fought John Moxley and he got hurt in that match, and he was out for months. And then he would come back later and he would challenge Moxley for the AEW World Championship. But at that point, he was cold off, and they needed time to to build him up to that point that he was at when he challenged for the IWGP title. And it just, I think honestly, if you look back on Hobbs' AEW career, I think the thing that hindered him more than anything was the untimely injuries that halted several of his pushes when he was with the company. And I think it's a big what if scenario to look at of what Hobbs could have been to AEW had he never been injured.